Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is the back nine of round number 3 of our MP40 bonus footage. Brought to you by, well, you, the Patreon subscribers and supporters that I have. We're here on hole 10, 426 feet. It's a par 3. Looks like the most common route is going to be this left-hand side, bending from left to right. Sets up nicely for a forehand, or if you can get something to turn over and continue to turn. And we hear Dave Feldberg asking to get around it. Doesn't sound like it does entirely. Dave had a great front 9. He's 6 under through the front. Steve Rico, a little slower start. Connects, kicks to the left. He's 3 under through the front 9. This is Martin Hendel, your runner-up in the 2022 Masters Worlds. Of course, Joe Revere taking it down. Martin pures it, and then some. He's 3 under through the front 9. And Flagstaff local, Joshua Johnson, just even. We hear Feldberg ask what he did last night to, I've talked about it. The theme throughout is that I feel like Joshua's just inches off from a near perfect round. He has been throwing these great lines that hit a very late tree or just barely connect with one, and then basically takes away birdie at every one of those instances.
That was a hard shot.
Little forehand now coming from Joshua after Feldberg tells us he had the hard shot. Yeah, Rico left side, but in. Hole 10 playing as the 3rd most difficult hole on the course to get for birdie. Hendel picks it up. Steve's drive was short, and then I believe we didn't see the approach, which is why he tapped in for the par. We moved to 11. Par 4 on the shorter side, just 570 feet. This plays as one of the easier holes on the course. 3.64 is the average. And when it was all said and done, 42% of the field would birdie it. Let's see who can do it on the chase card. Hendel's content with his effort. Feldberg, lower line drive. Also cut down. We see Rico gets a roll back into the center of the fairway. That one's tree free for Johnson. Footing certainly part of the issue out here. Every step, not only just walking around from shot to shot, obviously it's going to be in your run-up is going to be some of the challenge as well. Feldberg doesn't quite find the lane he needed. And Johnson put himself up there, and that's going to be a solid approach. Again, this is playing as one of the easier holes on the course. And prime position, even though he goes with the standstill. And Hendel, not far from ringing up the eagle. Rico making sure he's got good footing. Going to go with a standstill. That should do. Feldberg's third. And a par looks to be in order for him. This is chase card as Johnson's able to cash in. This is chase card MP40. Action was covered on the lead card of MP40. That was thanks to our friends over there at Gatekeeper, who then published to the PDGA's channel. Sky Hyzer Productions had lead card of MP50, also on the PDGA channel. And then we saw Ace Run Productions had FP40 lead card throughout the week. And big shout out, Sky Hyzer had done drone previews, which were incorporated here before every one of these holes as well. This Hendel's in for birdie. We head to 12, just 246 feet. One of the shorter holes on the course. In fact, it might be the single shortest. I can double check the math on that. It is. So par 3, just 75 meters uphill. Plenty of rocks to contend with around the green. Maybe no surprise, this will come in as the second easiest hole on the course. 12, 13, and 16 are the three easiest holes on the course. 12, 13, and 16. So think about that as we start to close out this round. And then they finish on the second most difficult hole, hole number 18. Tree free for Johnson. Feldberg, Hyzer, low line. Looking for a skip and gets a skip and a roll. That sucked. Feldberg doesn't even want to look up at it. He knows that doesn't seem fair. Rico with a good-looking shot that connects and then gets on edge and rolls back. Here again, just dealing with the footing, making sure that you have good, firm, solid. It's easy with all these rocks and pebbles to then go plant and shift your weight and then have it slip out from under you. Understandably, Steve will be frustrated with a par here. Feldberg trying to collect a birdie. Solid putt. That's going to bring him to 7 under for the round. Remember, hot score, opening round, 10 under. We had a handful of them, but 10 under was the hottest score during the opening round on this course. Hendel. High right side chain that eventually pulls it in. He moves to 6 under for the round. Johnson will move to 2 under for the round. We move over to hole 13, 620-foot par 4. Just mentioned, this is the third easiest hole on the course, playing at 3.59. Plenty of space to work with out here. Maybe even a possible long throw-in for an eagle. Let's see what these guys can do. All starts with a big booming drive here to get out. too much turn. Should be no danger, though. Here's Feldberg.
Too high, but it's a good shot. Still a good shot.
Yep. Okay, I'm not. Oh, we'll go with what Dave says. Too high. Good shot. Still a good shot. Rico, much lower. Feldberg likes it. And Steve should as well. Abbreviated run up there for Hendel.
I'll take it. That's a bit high and fluffy. That's fine.
Push. Just fine.
And you can see, as long as you have a decent tee shot, plenty of opportunities to get up and down. This is one of the more open greens, one of the more open fairways. This feels like you just have to get this one. Caddy Dan calling for the long throw-in for Eagle. Dan hiking around in these conditions all week long. Dedicated caddy. Back-to-back birdies for Joshua. Big shout out to Dan, his significant other Robin, along with Jamie, all my hosts for the weekend, making this experience that much greater. Hendel from short range doesn't collect the easy birdie. Rico let one about that distance slip past him for birdie 4 or 5 holes ago, and he wanted to make sure, taking his time, collecting it. Good reset, I like it. Feldberg in for the easy tap-in birdie, and Martin's going to be the only guy out of the birdie party. He's invited. Just maybe got lost on the way to the party. Hole 14, 341 feet. Played at 2.79. So under par, not too easy to bogey this. This is one that you should be looking at par or better for sure.
Slow down. Get over there.
That looked hard. It's close.
Looking for it to slow down and get over. Feldberg likes it.
Get lucky somehow. That's not what I... Dave.
Definitely not lucky. Throwing it right into the tree. Brings some of the tree down with him. Won't be there next time. Here's Rico. A very distinct hollow ring when it hits, or non-ring, I should say. Very specific whack when it hits some of these trees out here. There's no doubt about what it's hit. Pretty basic approach for Feldberg. Should still result in the par. We've seen Hendel kind of stab a few long-range putts in, and this is no different. A straight, forceful spin putt, proving to be quite useful here, both at elevation and dealing with the winds. Left a little on this for Rico. Not a problem cleaning it up, though. One of the best putters to ever play the game. Got to assume Steve Rico's a shoo-in for a Hall of Fame nomination at some point. I know currently not even old enough to be in the Hall of Fame. Been out here grinding for multiple decades. First ever national tour winner way back at the Golden State Classic decades ago. Yeah, we're all getting old. We're on 15, 375 feet. Not much to this one. We'll see if anyone can take advantage. Plays under par at 2.88. Just a matter of, do you have the raw power to get it there? I like the line by Joshua. Not sure it had enough, though.
It was going to be right.
Are you kidding me? Wow.
Feldberg's assessment doesn't appear to like it. Rico.
Nice shot, Steve.
That is great by Rico. Steve currently 4 under, as is Johnson. Hendel sits at 7 under. Feldberg currently 8 under. After just talking about the forceful putt out of Hendel, almost connects from way deep. Johnson's getting things going, picking up yet another birdie.
Nice, Steve. Good bird.
Easy cleanup for Rico. Feldberg will have the same distance for his par. And after Hendel drew medal, we'll have to settle for a par as well. Big fan of the Distinguished Doodle. Thank you guys for the support. Out of Arizona, just like we're seeing here. Head on over to thedistinguisheddoodle.com. 20% off of your purchase for any of your pet care needs there. Use the code DiscGolfGuy, and that will get you 20% off. They're disc golfers. They support disc golf, and we love the idea of supporting them. So please do so. Tell them the Disc Golf Guy sent you. Here's Rico. Little momentum going. Just shy of 600 feet for the par 4 16th. Easiest hole on the course relative to par. There was, when it was all said and done, 57% of the field was birdie or better and 1 eagle. Feldberg's calling this one too high. He said that earlier as well, but still some decent ground cover there. Rico lining up the standstill forehand. That's going to be pushing right of the pin as he asks for it to get down. As he says, just 1 tree to beat. And a damn good approach by the Canadian.
That's good, right?
certainly was good. Hendel. Feldberg, awkward stance, left foot up on a stump, but makes it look easy, as you would expect from Feldberg. And quite honestly, there's not a lot I can say here about hole number 16. You put a good drive out. You got plenty of openings to get to the pin. Steve Rico cashing in another putt. So he's going to keep it rolling, although the drive nor approach were perfect. So that's what I need to know. You guys answer it. I've got some jerky to give away, some double G jerky, but you guys need to answer it. Have you played at elevation, significant elevation? We're talking like this 76, 7,900 foot range where it drastically impacts how the disc flies. Let me know, and if so, where you played at. Should also be playing in Thailand. That's a whole nother story for another video. Over there in Samui, an awesome 11-hole course located on the north side of an island in Thailand. That's the island of Samui. Look for the Samui swine to return in early parts of 2024. Hole 17, just 300 feet. Surprising to see it play in the middle of the field in terms of difficulty. So it's not the easiest, but certainly not the hardest. That's going to hold up Hendel from getting to the pin, so he'll be short with a long look. Competitors had their first and third round at Little America, this course. Their second and fourth rounds at Thorpe. Semifinals are at Little America, and the final 9 is at a modified layout, as Rico's birdie streak's going to come to an end here. So 5 rounds of golf plus a final 9 to determine our world champion. I think that's some quick math. What is that, 99 holes, barring a playoff? Sure, there's a Jay-Z reference in there somewhere if you're old enough for it. About 99 holes. Oh, Feldberg. Little body English gets that one left side corner pocket. Feldberg 10 under for today's round. Too much for Joshua. Off the top. So he's going to have to tap in and walk away with the par. And Martin, who got hung up,
You guys okay with marking here? Yeah, okay.
is going to get a confirmation from his group as to a good spot. There's not a 2-meter rule in effect here at the Worlds. And a little extra work, but Hendel's in for the par. As they'll move on to 18, 1,093 foot, par 5, second most difficult hole on the course. Plays at 5.36 on average. And you can see a big drive putting you out here into the open, ideally. Then you're going to have another set of trees to contend with. as you're trying to push past all of them to a mounded green. Going to close out round 3 of the 2023 Pro Masters Worlds. Feldberg says it's terrible. We'll see. That's out in the open. Chris Villa had a 10 under. Tony Farrow has already come into the clubhouse with a 12 under. 12 under being the hottest round of the weekend so far here on this course. As Rico's pushing left side. Those guys are already in the clubhouse after round 3. Pete Ulibarri just carded a 12 under. Also tying for the hottest round. Rico pushing left. Haven't seen too many backhands out of Johnson. That gets hung up and then falls early. That's going to be Feldberg's third. 10 under is what he is at. If he can hold on to that, that'll be one of the better rounds. As I just mentioned, a couple of 12s have come in. 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, obviously 12 being the hot round, but 8s, 9s, 10s, those are at least what you're shooting for out here if you want to maintain pace. Hendel's sitting at 8 under, and that being his third, looks like it's going to be tough to get to 9, barring a throw-in. Another backhand by Joshua. That's pushing left. Yeah, the one time he doesn't hit a train, he needs to. What a great spirit by Joshua. Again, I met him back at the Las Vegas Challenge earlier this year, him and his delightful wife. As they hail out of Flagstaff, so great to see them. Great to be back in Flagstaff. Seeing the World Championships take place. Rico from long range. And that should be a tap in then for the par for Steve Rico. So not quite the pace he set in opening round. Today looking at a 6 under. He had a 10 under in round 1 here. Long birdie look. I think that's his 3rd or 4th off medal for birdie. So he's going to have to settle for the par. Wow, and what a par save by Hendel. He's going to hold on to that 8 under. Johnson will be 6 under for the round. Rico will be 6 under. Feldberg taps in for the 10 under. I hope you guys like the coverage. Like, share, subscribe. Do all those YouTube things. Someday I'll get to 100,000. When I get there. I get there when I get there. But I do appreciate the support. I hope you like watching MP40 action. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you to the cameraman, Tyler, hustling around, and everyone else that supports me in any capacity, including, and maybe most importantly this week, the Patreon subscribers. This coverage wouldn't be possible without you. Kale LaVisca's in the lead after 3, trying to knock off the reigning champion, Joe Revere. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys at the next one.